This tutorial will cover the full workflow of TCEQ field data collection on the SampleServe Field app. When you first log into the Field app, you will see the Field Events screen. On this screen, there are 3 tabs: Downloaded, Assigned, and All. Inside the Downloaded tab, you will see all sampling events that have been downloaded to your device. Click over to the Assigned tab. You will see all events that have been scheduled and assigned to your user account. Before downloading any events, it is always good to hit the refresh button on the top right to get the latest list of sampling events. You can also sort sampling events by clicking the Sort button. By default, scheduled and in progress events will be selected. To get to the settings page, click the 3 dots in the top right. This is where users can connect to field printers if they are using label printers in the field. Printer setup is covered in a different video. Let's go back to the Events screen. Scrolling down in the Assigned tab, I see the 3H Farms sampling event. To download the event to your device, you must be connected to internet. Click the sampling event to start downloading. A circular progress bar will appear. When that turns into a green downward pointing arrow, the event has been downloaded to your device. You are now safe to disconnect from the web if you are not using a mobile hotspot. Clicking the 3 dots on the right of the event brings up several options. If the work scope has been changed after you have downloaded the event, you can hit refresh. The latest work scope will then download to your device. Clicking into the sampling event brings you to the sampling overview screen. The samples to be collected are listed on the left. On the right is a GPS map. The GPS map will only show locations for samples that have attached GPS coordinates uploaded. Below the list of samples is the SCAR report. We will finish that after taking our samples. On the top right is the custody button for transferring custody digitally. We will get to that later as well. Next to the custody button, there is an upward pointing green arrow. This is the sync indicator. When collecting data offline, this indicator will turn yellow, indicating there is data collected on the device that has not been uploaded to the SampleServe database. Data will be automatically uploaded to the cloud when you reconnect to the internet and you have your SampleServe Field app open. The arrow will then turn back to green. When collecting data while connected to the internet, the arrow will turn from green to yellow and back to green as it uploads newly collected data. To force a data sync, click the arrow and all data will be synced again. Clicking into a sample location brings up the sample location screen. The top part is for taking pictures. To document a picture, click the Add button on the bottom right of the top section. Below this is the GPS location of the sample. This sample does not have a GPS coordinate uploaded, therefore there is no map to show. Below this are notes and the Grab GPS button. Clicking Grab GPS updates the GPS location of the sample location. Please note, this will override the current sample location GPS information. The next section lists tests and container types and the quantity needed. Below the test is the associated laboratory. If multiple labs are being used on this event, their associated laboratory will appear below the test's name. Click Start Sampling to begin collecting data. To begin the sampling process on the Field app, click the Start button in the 5-minute flush section. The countdown timer will begin to count down. Once the countdown timer has reached 0, tap Stop, and you may now enter the chlorine, temperature, and pH levels. When all data has been entered, tap Collect Samples at the bottom right. This will take you to the digital chain of custody process for collecting samples. The first portion is to sign your name. Use the open area in the bottom portion of the screen to sign your name. If you made a mistake, you can clear the signature by tapping the Clear button on the bottom left. Click Continue after signing. This advances to the selfie page. Take a clear picture of yourself for documentation. If you need to retake the photo, tap Retake on the bottom left. If not, click Continue to finish sample collection. This will take you to the Sample Collection Completed screen. As you can see here, it lists the date and time as well as the GPS coordinates. This data will be attached to the digital chain of custody along with your signature and selfie. Click Done. At this moment, if you are using a mobile field label printer, the labels will be automatically printed. You can also reprint any label by tapping the Reprint button next to the associated sample bottle, or you can select to reprint all labels by selecting Reprint Labels on the bottom left. If you have pre-printed your labels, now is the time to apply them to your bottles. Sign your name and date and time to the pre-printed bottle labels and apply the QR labels to the top of the bottle. Tap Continue to go back to the sample list screen. Now that we have shown the workflow for sample collection, we're going to skip ahead and complete the other sample. Next is the SCAR report. Underneath the listed samples, tap on the SCAR report form. In this form, enter the water system representative and have them sign. Next, enter your name and sign as well. Below, tap Generate and Print Report. This will generate the PDF of the SCAR report. You can now either print this report or save it to your device. It is best to save it to your device so you can access it when it comes time to print. It's best to save the SCAR report in a dedicated folder on your device. You can then access this PDF at any time. Click the back button to return to the app. Notice that the sync icon is currently yellow, meaning that data has not synced to the database yet. Click the sync icon to force push a sync. The icon now turns green to indicate all data on your device matches with the cloud database. Next, we're going to generate our digital chain of custody. Tap the Custody button on the top right. If your event is using 2 laboratories, you will pick which laboratory. We're only using 1 laboratory for this event. Listed here are all the samples in our custody. Check the boxes next to each sample ID and tap Transfer Custody. Tap Direct Transfer. The next screen is used for participating laboratories. For TCEQ projects, we're going to select David Weber in the Transfer To dropdown in order to get to the next screen. Whomever you pick, it does not matter for this use case, since we're sending our chain of custody a different way later in the process. Tap Continue. You will then sign and selfie like before. Once we reach the Transfer Initiated screen, we have a few options. Tapping Print COC pulls up the PDF version on our tablet. This PDF can either be saved to the device or printed using a full-size printer. Click back to return to the page. Tapping the Share COC button allows us to send an email of the digital COC to whoever we choose to. After picking your preferred email service, you can type in the email or emails of your desired recipients and hit Send. They will then receive an email of the chain of custody document. When finished, click Done. You now have no samples in your custody. If you are using multiple laboratories, the samples for the second laboratory will appear here. To access your previously sent custodies, tap the clock on the top right. This accesses your previously sent samples. By tapping the printer icon, you can download the PDF of previously sent chain of custodies. When finished with a sampling event, back out of the event to the Field Events screen. To mark your sampling event as complete, tap the 3 dots next to the event and click Mark as completed. You are now done with this sampling event.